Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Let's check in with Bulldog Hockey. With us, head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here.
This past weekend, the Bulldogs making the trip across the bridge to the Upper Peninsula and coming back with a hard-earned split after a big victory on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a really gutty and a big performance by the team after we dropped Friday night's game. Certainly, we didn't want to come back empty-handed, and I got to say, though, Lake Superior, a very good hockey team. So I thought great series, great weekend, and probably a fitting result of having a split on the weekend.
The Lakers coming into the contest, as you mentioned, a pretty good record on the season. And let's talk first about Friday night's game, a 4-1 setback, but a game that was much closer than the final score would indicate.
Yeah, you know, they usually are. We were up 1-0 at the minute to go in the second period, and the first time I can ever remember, I'm sure it's happened before, but I would be hard-pressed to remember when the opposition scored 3 goals inside of a minute to play. It was mind-boggling, and I've never seen that before. I know Dom Henning, the radio of voice of Bulldog Hockey, asked me, you know, did you study that? I'm like, no, I didn't study it. I'm not going to look at it even because it's not going to ever happen again. So I'm not going to waste my energy. But it was, you know, we was lapse and they scored 3. But realistically, we played well enough to win that night. There was some things, though, that we did see during the course of that game that we thought we needed to make some corrections on. But all in all, I thought we played a pretty strong game.
As you'll notice on the highlights, Lake Superior State wearing the pink uniforms, pink in the rink, and a cause to help support cancer research. And what did that mean to your program to be a part of that?
Oh, no, we were all for it. We were you know, very supportive. I think some of our guys had the pink laces on, and we used the pink tape. So all in all, it was a good night, and certainly one for an unbelievably great cause.
The Lakers, in terms of being able to play in Sault Ste. Marie, always a great crowd on hand for hockey. What was it like to be able to play in that type of environment, you know, as you go on the road in CCHA play, at least for one of the first times?
Well, it is. It's tougher to win on the road, Rob, as you know, and because of the fact that, you know, you're going into these environments and you're getting booed and all the other things. But you know what, we take it in stride, and knowing that at home we've got an unbelievable advantage here. And so when we go on the road at times, you know, it's tough. But it also, I think the players enjoy it. I think they like the underdog role. It's kind of you against them. And for us, we needed to be on the road. We had been at home for 6 straight games, and we needed to get on the road and I think and toughen up a little bit. So it was good, and it is a good atmosphere there. We very much enjoyed the weekend series. You
come back on Saturday night, and what were some of the keys being able to come back after that difficult loss on Friday night to be able to come out with a win on Saturday?
Well, I think, you know, one of the things I noticed throughout the course of the game is we were turning off some checks that I thought we could be a little bit more physical than we were. I felt like they were physical with us, but that we had turned away for some checks, and it was one of the things. We wanted to stop on more pucks in the neutral zone. I just felt like we were off about 10% of our game, and we could play better. So, you know, I was really happy with it. And I thought Lake Superior came out really hard on Saturday night. They hadn't won a Saturday night game all year. We hadn't won a Saturday night game all year. So I think it was really important. And if you look around the league right now, I think pretty much every series is splitting. And it just shows you how hard it is to come away with a sweep on a weekend.
You come out with a big start, a quick start on Saturday, a couple goals in the first period from Corey Kane and Justin DiMartino. And DiMartino, for one, had a nice weekend with 3 points on the weekend for the Bulldogs.
He sure did. What an amazing story he is in terms of his first 2.5 years here with us. We were hardly able to get him into the lineup, and you know, for him, it's all about changing his mindset in terms of. Really, he's a gentle giant. He's a big guy. He's easygoing, but he had to start utilizing the assets he was giving, and that size. And to utilize that size, you got to have a little bit of a mean streak to you. And he's starting to get there, and the results are on the ice to speak for itself. But wow, I think we're just starting to hit the tip of the iceberg with a player like Justin. He's certainly not ready-made finished product yet, but boy, the way he's trending and going, as long as he doesn't become self-satisfied, we may have something really special there.
After you get the 2-0 start, Lake Superior comes back with a goal, and then neither team really able to score in the last half of the game. But you know, despite that, we see some scoring chances, and C.J. Mott in net did a nice job of stopping those Lake Superior scoring chances.
Yeah, he did. He played very well all weekend, and you know, I can't really fault him on the goals. Actually, the only goal they scored on him on Saturday night was tipped in by our own player. We were on the penalty kill, a shot from the point. Our defenseman went to reach out for the shot, redirected it right into our net. So friendly fire, if you will. And but really, he played exceptional. And you know what? The thing is, we've been spoiled. We're starting to depend upon that, and that's one of the areas I am a little concerned about. We are becoming too dependent on our goaltending, and right now we've got to do a little bit better job in front of CJ.
Bulldogs, again, playing a number of young players with some of the injuries you've had, and certainly they've been able to gain some experience, and as you start to get some guys back, hopefully that'll help pay off in the end.
Well, I think it's really a salute, and certainly I'm very appreciative of what we've gotten out of our freshmen. The fact that we're 500, I think, really actually bodes well for the future and how well our freshmen have played. Because when you stop back and consider that we lost 8 players to graduation last year, we've got 4 players that have been out injured, returners. That's 12 players out of your lineup that a year ago were playing on a very good hockey club that we could use certainly those 4 players back. And to thrust these freshmen into these roles, especially on defense. The thing is, there's some things they're doing out there that they should probably sit once in a while for, and we're not able to get to that point yet. And then there'll be an eye opener when when Zarnhausen comes back. But they're thrust into roles that they really shouldn't be in yet. But they're doing well, and we're very appreciative of what they brought so far.
This weekend, back on the road in CCHA play at Bowling Green State, and a team that really became pretty familiar with here over the last year. 7 meetings against Bowling Green last year, and a program that seems to have made some big improvements over the last couple of seasons.
Rob, they have, and I think one of the big steps they made a year ago was beating us in the playoffs. I thought that, obviously that's a program builder right there when they came into our rink, and as good a team as we had a year ago for them to win, and there was no fluke. They played really well, and they've played very well so far the start of this year here, but they're finding out how tough it is to continue to develop and improve in the CCHA, where your team can be 10% better one year to the next, and you still may not go up 10% in the standings. It's that difficult. So they're a good team, and it's a tough place to play. And again, I think it's we're not happy to be on the road, but it's good for our program right now.
Bulldogs won 5 of 7 meetings, actually, I believe, against Bowling Green State last year. Unfortunately, they win the playoff series. What will it take for the Bulldogs to be able to go down there and pull out a win as you play this series and then finally get a week off?
Well, you know what, when we are looking forward to that week off, I'm thinking at that point, maybe after that we can get a body or 2 back to play for us. But for Bowling Green, for us to be successful, we've got to find the right mixture of being a physical team without taking penalties, because on Saturday night we were definitely more physical. Our penalty minutes skyrocketed that night. So there's a difference between being tough and physical and being undisciplined, and we've got to find that right road.
Well, Coach, best of luck as you get ready to take on the Falcons, and hopefully you'll be able to come back with a couple of victories.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.